Isn't my little girl adorable? Today I'm going to show you how to make this just in time for St. Patrick's Day. It's a 3-leaf clover headband, and it's super fast to make, and there's just a little bit of a headband, or sorry, a rubber band in the back to make it stretchy, fit multiple size heads. We've got some big heads in our family, so I like to make things able to be resized. Anyway, do you like your new headband, Izzy? So you need, in order to make your adorable St. Patrick's Day headband, you need green yarn. Obviously, you have to wear green. You can use whatever color you want. I'm using this fun variegated yarn that has stripes of the same type of green in it. But, you know, the sky is the limit when it comes to yarn options. You need an H crochet hook. And the one weird thing, and you can choose a color that goes with your project or not. It's really hidden by the hair, but you need a hair rubber band. So I've chosen a pretty heavy duty one, so that'll help it fit different size heads and just be snug once it's on there. So anyway, with your H hook, we're going to make a loop, put your hook in, and we are going to chain 2. So 1, 2. And then we are going to kind of turn back around on ourselves here, and we're going to skip this chain we just did, and we're going to go into the second chain from the hook, and we're going to do 1 single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our whole project, and we're going to do 2 single crochet. In that space. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn, and we are going to do 2 single crochet in each of those spaces. That's going to give us a total of 4. So 1, 2 in one space, and then 1, catching on something there, 1, 2 in the next space. You try to crochet with the camera between your face and the crochet hook. Okay, we're gonna chain 2 and turn, and now we're gonna make our clover section that looks, it almost looks like a little heart to me. I don't know. And we're gonna work 4 double crochet in this space right next to the chain 2. So right here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 double crochet, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So we're just going to go into this next space. We're going to go in, grab some thread, and pull it through everything. So that's giving us, you can see half the heart over here, or half the clover shape. Then we're going to chain 2, and in this next space we're going to do 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go over to this last space here. I'm going to go in, grab some thread, and pull through everything, which is a slip stitch again. So you can see it's kind of like a little offset heart almost, and we're going to do that a total of 3 times. So you're going to cut your thread, and then we're going to hide both of these strings within this little clover piece. So just go back and forth, and then when you get to the end, you kind of fuzz it with your hand. So do the same thing with this one, and you're going to make 2 more of this. Now that you've finished all 3 of your little clover pieces, you're going to take the crochet hook and kind of go through the hole on the end. So see on the end, there's that little hole on all of them. It's a natural formed hole. So 1, 2, 3. I've gone through all of them. You can even see them all spread out like a clover already on the hook. Anyway, go through all 3 of them and grab some more green yarn. So I'm through all 3 of them, and now I'm just going to tie a knot. Put your hook in there so you don't do it too tight, but I'm kind of attaching all 3 together and starting off a new chain of yarn in the same go here. So after we've tied our knot, I'm going to go in. I've got them all fanned out like they're going to be, and I'm going to chain 1, and then the second chain I'm going to go to the clover on the right because I need to give some stability to this, and I'm going to go into there's like a little hole that's in that clover. So that's my second chain, and then I am going to do 8 more chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I am going to skip this last chain that I did, and I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm going to work little slip stitches all the way back up. So I'm going to do 7 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. 5. So that was 6, and this is 7. And then, once again, make sure you have this all spread out where you can see it. I'm going to go, just like I came into the right clover on the way down, I'm going to come into the left one on the way up. And that's just going to make it a little firmer. So you can see that's got the little tail there. And then the last step is we're going to tie it off, but I'm going to go into this third one on top to give it a little more strength before I tie it off. So I went into the third one on top, and then I'm going to cut our thread and go deal with the baby who's unhappy about something. So you're going to hide these threads just like you did everything else, and then I'll go show you what you can do with this clover. Still with the H hook, we've finished our clover. Aww. And now we're moving on to the headband portion. So get your rubber band, and you're going to tie your yarn onto the rubber band, but you're going to make sure you leave room for your hook. So put your hook in and then tie that off. And you are going to chain 1, and we are going to work 4 single crochets onto the rubber band. So I'm going to go down, grab some thread. So you've got 2 loops on at this point, and that's going to count as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's kind of different from doing a single crochet because you're doing it over a rubber band, but it's the same premise. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn, and we're going to work 4 double crochet across. So there are 2 different ways you can do this. I'm going to do it going straight into this first space right here, but and that's going to give it a little bit of a wavy look to it. So work your double crochets however you want, but that's what I'm going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't know how to do a double crochet, I'll put a link below the video. It's a very important crochet stitch. It's in like everything. So we have our 4 double crochet across. I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and I'm going to keep doing this 4 double crochet across. I'm going to have 33 rows of that. So I'll finish up this row for you and turn again. 3, 4, and then we would just chain 2 and turn and do another 4. So that's 2 rows. You've got 31 more to go. You need 33 rows of the 4 double crochet across. So we've got our 33 rows of the 4 double crochet, and now we're going to take our headband and we're going to make sure it's all lined up, it's not twisting and whatever. So it's pretty flat, so it's pretty easy to see that. And we're going to line it up just in line with the other side and come up. And what we're going to do, let's put our hook back in here, I don't know why we took that out, is chain 1. And I'm going to go into this first space here, and I'm going to go under the rubber band, grab some thread, and pull it back through the headband portion. I've got 2 loops on here at this point, so I'm just going to work a single crochet. So again, with the 1 loop on the hook, I'm going to go into the headband itself, which is kind of going under that rubber band, grab some thread, pull it just through the headband, and with the 2 loops, we're going to do our single crochet here. So I'm going to do that 2 more times, so we're going to do a total of 4. And then we are ready to cut some thread and tie it off. Now we're going to hide these, we've got threads here and here, and we're going to hide those just within the body of the headband. The further you get away from the rubber band, the easier it's going to be. Oh. I have that pretty long. And I want to hide it right in that color, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it. And then fuzz it. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me hide that one. The next thing we're going to do is figure out where you want to place your clover, your shamrock, your green thing. And for me, I was choosing an offset. So if you look at this headband here, it's not centered. Like if you put the rubber band in the center of your head, you'll see that this is to the side. So what I recommend is you put this on your kid or yourself or whoever you're making this for, and you see what it looks like before you stitch it on. But I really like that offset thing, and I'm going to put that right there again. And to attach it, all you're going to do, after you figure out where you want it, is I'm going to cut off a strand of green yarn here, a couple feet long, and I'm going to go push my hook through, and I'm going to grab some of that yarn and bring it up, and then I'm going to take it right back down, and then from the back I'm going to tie that into a knot. And then we're going to kind of be sewing, if you will, with our crochet hook, just in this general area of this rectangle, because that's how much you can get to of the clover. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the front so I make sure I don't do anything too long with my stitches, because we don't want to see this from the front. So just going right next to that space. You can make a little wider stitches if you're on the back end, because you won't see that. That was a wider stitch than I was able to do from the front. But this is the right next to it. You can see from the back I'm just going in and out just like you would with a regular needle. And I guess you could start your, if you're worried about this falling down, you could try to do some spray starch or something, but it's only going to get worn for like a day, and then maybe I'll tuck it away for next year. So I'm not concerned about it keeping a perfect stiff, you know, clover shape. Even if it flops over the course of the day, I think it's still going to be cute. But if you're concerned about that, you could try some starch. You could also try positioning your clover lower so that maybe just the top leaf and then the top of these two was on there. If you're concerned about that, that might help with that too. Okay, I've pretty much come all the way around. Oops. And then we're just going to tie this off in the back. So that it doesn't come unraveled. So in the back, I'm going to tie this off. And we're going to hide the rest of those threads. And that is how you make it. And go check out my other video. I'll toss in a link, but if you don't feel like making a headband or you have a little boy, this makes a really cute pin, the same clover.